Good afternoon. In the past 48 hours, Iran has launched over 1,000 missiles and drones directly at Israeli civilians. We pushed back the nuclear program in the last few days, and we will continue with our efforts to push back the program. It's not a short operation. It's not similar to what we did in the 80s in Iraq when we had to attack one reactor, or in 2005 when we took care of the reactor in Syria. It's a much more challenging operation, and it takes time. Regarding your question about, we attack, targets that serving the IRGC in this effort. We will try to minimize all civilian casualties and to give warnings, but anyone who is cooperating with the IRGC and supporting the efforts of this terror regime should know that we have very good intelligence, and we proved it, and also we have very good control over the skies of Tehran now, so we can watch what's happening and we can take actions in Tehran.
So is that why the television station was targeted?
Whoever is cooperating with this terror regime should be consider his steps. Iran aims its missiles at children while we target the regime's terror machine. We will do everything we can to minimize civilian casualties, but as you said, it's a war, and we have seen what happened in our cities, so we will continue to target the military sites in Iran.
A facility at Natanz.
When you look at Gaza today, and there is suffering in Gaza, no one can ignore it, but who started it? There was a ceasefire on October 7th. It was peaceful. Hamas started it. When you look at what happened with Lebanon and Hezbollah, they started to join Hamas and started a fight with us. And when you look at Iran today, they decided to spend billions of dollars on nuclear capabilities and ballistic missiles in order to exterminate Israel. So yes, we are taking actions to protect ourselves, and we'll continue to do that. But you need to understand that in our neighborhood, unfortunately, there are some players, not all of them. We have the Abraham Accords, we have strong peace treaties with many countries, but you have radical elements that they have a vision to wipe Israel off the map, and we are ready to stop them from fulfilling it.
You started the war in Iran?
No.
You admit that?
No, we took a preemptive steps in order not to be surprised like happened to us on October 7th.
You're aware, I believe we had mentioned earlier, of a conversation he'd had by telephone with the Iranian foreign minister. But he's made it clear both his condemnation of any military escalation and his deep concern about intensified attacks, but also his long-held position on the need for a diplomatic solution to the Iranian nuclear issue. And he's been repeating that with all of his interlocutors.
Secretary General have any comment about Israel striking an Iranian television station in the last few hours?
We just heard the latest reports. Obviously, we once again reiterate our concern about any attacks on journalists going about their work by any side. The Secretary General has pointed to an overall need for accountability, and this is one of the examples of cases where accountability has placed categories of people at increased risk in the modern world. And that's true about journalists, that's true about humanitarian workers, that's true about medical professionals. So all those cases are things that have to be avoided by all nations, and there needs to be accountability to ensure that international humanitarian law and basic international human rights norms are upheld.
Why he doesn't now, as the aggression of Israel against Iran is very clear, why he doesn't condemn the Israeli aggression against Iran?
I think anyone who reads the statement that was issued on Thursday and knows exactly when it was issued and why it was issued can understand what he was condemning. He was condemning the actions, in particular, like I said, by Israel. We have made clear our positions on all the various aspects of the regional issue that you've talked about. We made clear the need to halt all the escalation between Israel and Iran. The Secretary General has condemned and continues to condemn the loss of lives and injuries of civilians in Gaza who are being shot at while seeking food. He believes very clearly that that's unacceptable. You've heard our positions on all of these cases. So the question is, what can the international community do about it? We are doing our utmost to make sure that in all of the cases you've described, that the parties de-escalate and use restraint and go back to the path of negotiations.
Aren't Israel attacks on civilians, people, journalists, scientists, and civilian infrastructures, as well as on territory of Iran, considered crime against humanity and violation of international law?
I think for our standpoint, I just want to repeat what the Secretary General said over the weekend in a tweet, where he pointed to the Israeli bombardment of Iranian nuclear sites, the Iranian missile strikes in Tel Aviv, and said, enough escalation, time to stop, peace and diplomacy must prevail.